Let's queer up education. LGBTQ plus teachers face erasure and parental attacks in the age of Don't Say Gay. For 10 years, Daffne Cruz has worked at public elementary, middle, and high schools in Polk County, Florida. During these years, she's never tried to downplay or hide her queerness. A high school assistant principal, Cruz has faced criticism from other school administrators in the county for being an out gay educator. She wears bow ties and suspenders to work and proudly displays photos of her wife and their daughter around her office. Some have suggested she conceal her queerness for the sake of her career. She said one county official misgendered her in a forum of her colleagues. Florida's House Bill 1557, passed last year, was limited to kindergarten through third grade classrooms. These laws don't just minimize LGBTQ plus history or prevent classroom conversations with students about what it means to be queer and trans. Many LGBTQ plus teachers are finding it difficult to cope, especially when supporters of anti-LGBTQ plus legislation zero in on them. Whereas Willie Edward Taylor Carver Jr. was named Kentucky Teacher of the Year in 2022, he quit his job after some parents and community members criticized him for being an out gay man and sharing details about his personal life with students. Other queer and trans teachers, particularly after Florida passed the quote-unquote Don't Say Gay bill, have said they no longer feel supported or mentally healthy enough to continue teaching. You know, this is, I want to say very interesting because it's just really the parallels throughout history that Don't Say Gay shows me in Florida. I mean, you just look at Night of the Long Lives in Nazi Germany and how they tried to essentially purge all of the Jews from society. And then we see this here in Florida. They're trying to purge all of the queer people from the education system at the hands of Ron DeSantis. And so there's a lot of parallels to look at throughout history right here in Florida, and it's happening all over again.
And they're attacking the place where schools, a lot of queer kids, like myself, found some acceptance and some alliance, especially with teachers. You know, I can give you 5 teachers, drama, English, that protected me and made me feel good. And I grew up in Guatemala, a very conservative country, within a very conservative home, Arab home. And my teachers made a huge difference. I teach stand-up today at the Villain Theater. If you want to take a class, go to villaintheater.com, to adults. And, you know, young adults, and they come in queer, and the importance of me, you know, making them more comfortable and giving them some information based on my experience and making them feel like it's okay to talk about themselves impacts adults. Can you imagine how much it's impacting young people and how much that's going to affect us as a society in the future?
Yeah. I want to give a special shout out to 3 of my closest friends, Ian, Daniel, and Thomas. I've been experiencing the Don't Say Gay bill with our teachers secondhand because of these 3 close friends of mine. They are teachers in, I believe, elementary, middle school, maybe high school. I don't really talk to them that much. But I just want you to know that I stand by you. I know this has been a very difficult, tumultuous time. Not only are you being paid a teacher salary, which is not a lot, I make more than you, but you're also being targeted for trying to do your job and just be who you are as a person. You're not allowed to openly discuss like who your spouse is. None of them are married, they never will. But I just want you to know that I love you and I support you guys very much.
I have a little bit of good news to this. I have a teacher friend in Osceola County, Florida, and I'm gonna keep him nameless to protect him because apparently we like to hunt teachers in Florida, but I digress. But he posted an interesting article that despite everything going on, the Florida Teachers Unions added 5,000 members. So, you know, apparently enough people are getting sick and tired of this crap that it's like, okay, it's time to fight back. And, you know, unfortunately, Florida being a right-to-work state, unions don't mean jack squat, but still, you know, I'm choosing to see this as good news. My late husband was a teacher. My mother was a teacher, and you know, they're trying to kill education. Period. End of statement. This is just the latest weapon because once they get rid of, you know, the LGBTQ plus, you know, then they'll focus in on somebody else, and you know, then we'll be back to segregated schools if we aren't there already. I would say some people would say we already are. Yeah. I am not one to disagree with them because I'm a pasty white guy. What do I know? Not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
The more you know.
The more you know.
no, but you know,
No,
this,
you're here,
this
you're
is
doing-
exactly what we're seeing, and the Republicans are constantly. We're hearing them in the news cycle constantly repeating that we're weaponizing, or that the left is weaponizing this subject or that subject and this topic and that, and we're indoctrinating. But this is the most hypocritical claim from the Republican Party I've ever heard in my life. Okay, every single thing they do is indoctrination. Every single thing they do right now is weaponizing, and it's just like, I don't understand how everyday Americans can't just see right through this, because it's blatant. They're just. I can't. I get lost for words. I get so upset when I'm thinking about this. But it's hypocrisy at its purest form. And if we're not willing to call it for what it is, call a spade, then this is what is happening in our friends, in our families, in our kids, in our, who are in schools right now. They're losing out on an education, a full education. They're losing out on a full experience from the people who choose to be these teachers and get paid pennies. They're the ones who should be making those millions of dollars at the end of the year, not these big corporate bigwigs.
100%.
Yep. And just for all of the teachers out there, I know you're going on summer break, and a lot of teachers do work through the summer. Just want to thank you for putting up with this, getting paid trash salaries, and having to deal with big government policy. So I just want to say thank you to all of the teachers out there.
Gracias.
Yes.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.